What is a funnel? And do I need a funnel? And why is everybody talking about funnels? Okay, we're gonna get into it today, right? All right, so quick introduction. If you don't know who I am Zykia Gradney. I am a sales consultant. I have been in the sales industry for over 10 years, baby. I've been in corporate sales for over a decade. I've sold tech. I've sold cloud-based solutions. I've sold mostly things that are concepts and ideas and not actual tangible products, which is why my target audience is people who sell programs or systems or ideas and things like that, coaches, consultants, and industry experts. But I've been in sales for over a decade, right? And all the time that I was in sales for corporate, I was also running my own business. I was a makeup artist. And now I do corporate strategy. I do corporate sales consulting, and I also do entrepreneurial sales consulting, in which I teach you guys how to sell in your businesses so that you can make more money faster through automation and strategy. Now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to be answering some questions for y'all. A lot of people probably ask the question, what is a funnel and why is everybody talking about funnels all of a sudden? This is not new. Most coaches, if you are an entrepreneur and you've taken a course or a program or something where a coach is going to teach you how to get more clients in your business, 9 times out of 10, they're going to walk you through how to create a funnel. Now, they may not use the funnel, but essentially that is what it is. So let's get that out of the way. What is a funnel? Now, a funnel, I'm going to put a funnel into perspective, right? A funnel looks like this. It's big at the top and it gets smaller at the bottom. Okay. So if you think of a funnel in the practical sense, whenever you want to funnel something into a small space and it drills down into a smaller area, right? So a funnel is the same way. Some people call it a marketing funnel. Some people call it a sales funnel. A funnel consists of sales and marketing. We're going to get into that. Okay. So I am not a great artist, but I drew this picture here and it's going to be inverted because we on the front camera on live, but we'll talk through it, right? So this is a funnel. Typically, generically speaking, there are 4 stages to a funnel. That's awareness, that's interest, that's desire, and that's action, right? Practically speaking, what does that sound like? Awareness is somebody does not know you exist or they don't know there's a solution to a problem that they have, right? You make them aware. You make them aware that you exist. You make them aware that there's a solution to their problem. You make them aware that there is a problem with the things that they're doing, right? That is the top of the funnel, awareness. Well, what is awareness? That's your content. That's your social media posting. That is you jumping on live. That is you having conversations at networking events. The top part of your funnel is marketing. All of that is marketing, awareness. You're building awareness, one-to-many communication, that's marketing. That's the top of the funnel. So whether or not you know or you're actually trying to put a funnel in place, you probably are already putting it into place, right? So that's the top, awareness. The second point is interest, right? So once you make somebody aware that a problem exists, aware that you have a solution, aware of your existence, then you have to build interest. You have to build curiosity in that person to make them say, I'm kind of interested in what you have to offer, right? And so the way you do that is engage in content, you call out the problem, you talk about the solution, all of those things, right? But the thing that happens right here on that next part of the funnel is a lead magnet, okay? Now, a lead magnet, we talk about it all the time. A lead magnet is a way for you to exchange your expertise, something free, something low cost, a low barrier of entry or low cost, right? In exchange for their information. And that is a communication that says, I'm interested in what you have. I'm going to try you out a little bit. In exchange for the information that you have, I'm going to give you my email address and phone number, right? It's an exchange of information, right? So they're showing interest. That's the lead magnet. Then the next point is desire. Desire means, okay, this was kind of good. I may be interested in digging deeper with you. What else you got? What do you have to offer, right? And that may be conversations that you have in the DM. That may be a consultation call, right? That's that next part of the funnel. And then it's action. Yeah, baby, you talking good and I like that. You got something that I need. Now I want to take action. Action is just them exchanging money with you for your expertise, right? So essentially, a funnel is just the process of making someone aware you exist, building curiosity enough for them to show interest and join you offline, It is having a desire to dig deeper with you. Let's have a one-to-one communication conversation via email, consultation, phone call, whatever. And then action. Give me some money and I'm going to give you the offer that I have, right? That is essentially what a funnel is. It is a fancy word to say that we are walking you through the process of getting a new client. It's your client's journey. Now, the second question you'll probably ask, well, do I need a funnel? I'm going to give you a scenario and I'm going to let you answer that for yourself because you are smart. You don't need nobody to tell you what to do. You can figure this out on your own. So I'm going to walk you through a scenario. Okay. So you have this program, you have this coaching solution, or you have this course that you're selling. And this is what you have to offer. It's an amazing course, life-changing. They get great results when they get into your course, right? So you get online and you say, hey, y'all, I got this course. It's going to change your life. You're going to love everything about it. And you say this every day, okay? One day, 5 people see this post. And they're like, that's cute. I like that. I ain't ready yet, but I like that. Next day, another 5 people see it. Okay, that's cute. I like that. I ain't ready yet, but I like that. Okay, the next week comes and you're still posting content, but they scrolled past it, consumed it, but did not do anything. They didn't like the post. They didn't comment on the post. It was cute. Didn't do enough to make them buy because they're not ready yet, right? So guess what happens? You kind of get lost in the sauce. You're just floating out there in the interwebs. You talking heavy. You saying all the right things online, but nobody, there was no step for them to do to show interest in what you had, for them to say, yeah, I like this, but not yet, right? So that's what a lead magnet does. So let's flip that, right? You posting about your program, your coaching solution, your course. It's amazing. It's life-changing. It does all these things. But I'm not going to talk to you about the actual course right now. I'm going to invite you to experience this on a smaller scale. I got a webinar that's happening next Thursday. Would you like to come to my webinar? They click the link. The webinar is free. Oh, I get to experience this person without paying anything to get a little ski taste of what they have to offer. Let me register for this webinar. By them registering for this webinar or your lead magnet, they now have exchanged their interest for your content or your information, right? So now you have their email address and phone number. Well, then you can move to that next point, which is desire, and you can start controlling the conversation in your email list because they say, yes, I am okay with you contacting me because I want to join this webinar, right? So now you have their email address. Now you have their phone number. If you do not have an email list, don't fret. I can also teach you how to build an email list, right? So you have your email list and you're sending them emails. You're controlling the conversation. You're telling them stories that coincide with your program or your course. You're talking about client wins, things that actually move the needle in their brain to let them know there are other people who have taken advantage of this and they saw good success, right? You're talking about problems that they're dealing with. You magnify the problem, but also bring them back to bay and let them know there's a solution for this problem. You're not the only person that's dealing with this, right? You make them feel mushy and gushy inside. This is not manipulative. You actually have something that's going to change their life. But in order to change their life, you have to walk them through a mental process, right? So you're doing that in the email. You're sending them text messages. You're also showing up online. You have an omnipresence via social webs in their phone, right? So they're constantly seeing you. You're top of mind. So now they've seen you enough to where when you say, hey, I've talked to you a few times and I think you'd be perfect for this offer. Here it is. Would you like to buy? At that point, they can make the choice of saying, I'm going to shoot straight down to this funnel and take action. Or I need a little bit more finessing. And then they're going to book a consultation call with you, right? So in that consultation call is where you can have those conversations and actually have a sales conversation to get to the action. Okay. So the first scenario, you're just posting. You're just talking about this amazing offer that you have. And I may not be ready to buy it yet, but I have no way of staying in contact with you other than following you. I have no way to stay in communication with you or seeing the things you post other than following you, which poses a problem because we don't understand the algorithm. It is so confusing. Meta wake up one day and he like, hey, today, actually, I'm going to send this to 1,000 people. And then tomorrow he can be like, I'm going to just send it to one. Not even your followers, just your mama, right? So we can't control the algorithm. So in the first scenario, we can't control the algorithm. They like what we're talking about, but they're not ready to buy the offer that we have. They want to experience us, but there's no real way to connect with us outside of being connected on social media. So what happens? We lose that lead. We lose that lead. So now that you lost the lead, you may or may not be able to get the lead back, right? You just would have to show back up in their algorithm. Okay, well then the flip side of that scenario is you have a funnel. And you could call a funnel whatever you want to call it. You could call it create your own algorithm. You can't call it that. I can, because that's mine. But you can create your own algorithm, right? That is essentially a funnel. So, and you have a lead magnet. So if they're not ready to buy your offer yet, they can exchange their information with you to get a little ski taste of what you have to offer, to experience you in small doses. And then you can work them through this funnel until they get to the bottom. With this, even if at this stage of interest, they don't buy anything, you still have their information. Even if 2 months later, they went through the entire funnel and never bought anything, you still have their information. You don't lose that lead. That lead stays active because you control it once they're in your universe. So the goal of the game is to get them off of social media and into your email list, which is your CRM, which is Curiosity to Cash. Okay, so now I'm gonna flip it on you. Do you need a funnel? Okay, I'm gonna say it in a different term. If you can't control Meta's algorithm, if you can't control TikTok's algorithm, but you can create your own algorithm, would you want to do that? Do you think it's essential for you to create your own algorithm? If the answer is yes, then I think that I have something that is going to blow your mind. I have a program. The program is called Curiosity to Cash. Now, this is specifically for coaches, consultants, and industry experts who want to learn how to make consistent revenue, right? The reason that this works very well is because not only am I giving you the strategy, but I'm also helping you create your own algorithm, which is essentially a funnel. So you get a fully loaded system that comes with a lead magnet that we'll build together. Comes with a consulting calendar where people can jump on, book one-on-ones or consulting calls with you. It comes with your funnel that you can put in your information for your offer, right? And it comes with a links page, link in bio page, so that people can easily access the lead magnets that you have, your consultations, your offer, all of those things. And it comes with automation. So you're not becoming a slave to your business by just sitting at the computer, manually keeping track with all of these leads that are going to happen because you have such great content, right? Okay. So it's 2-part. You get strategy and you get the practicality. Let me know if this was beneficial. Do you think you need a funnel? Do you think you want to learn how to create your own algorithm? Oh, okay. All right. Well, y'all have a good day. I got to go get my kids something. Bye.